It is unfortunate, but many churches do not care for holiness anymore.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give a round of applause and warm welcome to the South Shore Drill Team.
But let's talk about it here on All Things Theology. Cue my theme music.
All things theology, all things theology. We chop it up properly, without an apology. Gotta get doxology to God, hollow be, cause this is how we do it at All Things Theology.
Yo, grace and peace. Welcome back to an episode of All Things Theology, where this is your host K-Dub, and today we're going about church. Yo, grace and peace. Welcome back to an episode of All Things Theology, where this is your host K-Dub, and today we gotta talk about these churches, y'all.
No. Boy, ain't no way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy.
How dare you?
We gotta talk about these churches, man, who wanna be like the world so bad. I mean, they starving. They hungry for the world's goods. You may have known John Hannah. I've talked about him before. You know, the trash pastor, hold on. Maybe you know him by this sound effect.
Can we talk for a minute? The Bible says.
Yes, maybe you know him by that sound effect. Well, a couple years ago, 2 years ago around this time, he had a grand opening of his church. And let me just say this. It looked more like a BET Awards than a church inaugural service. I'll just say that. We'll get more into this. But I'll tell you what. This lady first, who's like the MC of this event, or at least for this section, she's going to make you mad. She is literally going to make you mad. And then we're going to talk about her more at the end too. But let's get into it. We got to talk about this, y'all.
How crazy this is. Like, I feel like I'm at like Google or something, like the headquarters of Google. You know, I don't feel churchy yet. They were playing Jill Scott a few seconds ago, so that kind of tells you the level of holiness that we're dealing with.
Yeah. She's onto something. She is onto something. You are about to see the level of holiness in this church. That's actually the sad thing. Don't worry. She's not a prophet or anything.
Prophesy!
But again, like I said, I have forewarned you. She is going to frustrate you.
So, you know, we're gonna work on that. But okay, so I'm Lexi. This ain't what it's cracked up to be. Like, I'm so hungry. I'm hangry right now. But that's a whole nother thing. Okay, so this is what you need to do. If you have time, if you're not doing anything, you don't have a hot date like me. I'm not, we'll talk about that later. We'll talk about that. Where the deacons at?
Who is this woman?
I'm tired of the church.
Ma'am, sit down. She like, where the deacons at? Probably with their wives. Hopefully with their wives.
Y'all got some deacons? New life.
She thirsty.
Where the deacons at? I need all deacons. I need the elders. You know what I'm saying? I've been starving for a reason. I need y'all to come through. Who's going to pay for crab legs? Y'all got crab legs in Chicago?
My goodness.
What you're not going to do is take me to Maxwell Polish. You're not going to do that. The way I'm looking how I'm looking, the way things are set up. Yeah, I need to go to Ruth Chris, go downtown somewhere. Okay. But anyway, if you don't have a hot date like me, you need to get to the temple. It is so much going on tonight, and we need to see your face in the place. We're still social distancing. We're still wearing our masks. I need you to come with your mask. Don't just come empty-handed. We're going to hand you a mask. Okay, so there's that. So just come on to the temple.
Now, you can see why she's single. She's loud. Now, don't get offended when I say this, but, these loud black women, don't get me wrong. You don't want loud any, woman, right? But because you know why?
Can we talk for a minute? The Bible says.
You want a quiet, submissive woman, right? This lady's the opposite of that. But we got some more of Lexi. Let's talk about this BET award show.
What do I like? Okay, I said what I liked about Pastor. Okay, so first of all, they try to stay on the cutting edge of fashion. Okay, so Pastor Jamone Glenn, I saw him earlier.
Who cares? I mean, imagine the first thing you mention about your church or your pastor is the fashion. My goodness.
He had just, it looked regular, but I searched for it. Where's the Easter egg at? Because I know it's not just normal. You got to do something. You got to shake your hair, and you got to do something. And he's got this band that's going around his leg. What does it mean? Who knows? I don't know what it, I don't know what it represents, but it's fashion. Pastor Hannah, he always tries to have a button up. He tried to be fashion forward. He tries to do the glasses thing. Okay. I mean, it is what it is. But they ain't beating what I'm doing. Look, you say, I need you to back up.
No. Boy, ain't no way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy.
What in the Catwoman has she got on? What? You know what, girl?
Turn off the lights. Jingle bells, I'm not going to hell. You know what I'm saying?
How dare you?
What do you got on? In the name of our Lord Jesus Christ, what are you wearing? Don't worry.
Are the pastors doing this? Are they?
I would hope not. Up there wearing those tight pants. First of all, you don't need to have them on. And a man sure don't need to have them on. So if your pastor wearing that, he is definitely in the Gossip Girl Apologetics Club.
Doing this? Are they doing that? Of course not. No! Of course not. Your fashion is in vain.
What is wrong with her?
The road. You need to go to the store. But that's that. So listen.
Ma'am, you need to go to the Bible. But don't worry. More Lexi. She is the entertainment that doesn't fail.
Well, let's talk about the couple. Let's talk about she understood the assignment on tonight. Okay. Come on in. Huh? She understood the assignment.
Right here.
What are we doing?
It's the pants, though.
It took me 20 minutes to get in these pants.
But you got in them.
I ain't drinking no water.
What?
It is. I'm dehydrated. I'm about to
what are you
pass
talking
out
about, man?
because I had to get in these pants, and I'm not drinking anything.
Anyways, we're going to get back to this whole dressing thing here in a second. She feeling herself. She thirsty. She dehydrated too, so we mean this in more than one way. She's thirsty. Oh, man. But Lexi is desperate.
EAT. I mean, look at my face, though.
Look at it, Hey, now
I'll blink slow.
She was talking about me being married, but
Yes.
Lexi is single.
I'm so super single.
Man, Lexi, we know this. She didn't have to tell me she was single. I know she's single.
Out of her life.
Because that's what every man does. Out of her life. Yeah. Cause let me just say this. A strong Christian man. Let's a little free advice, lady. Strong Christian man don't want no loud woman like this. They don't care how pretty you are. Well, I mean, in most cases, right? They don't care how pretty you are. They're not gonna go for that. They want a biblical woman. Shout out to my wife. I know all y'all wives hold it down, but shout out to Pete 31, right? Titus 2 women, not Catwoman. I mean, nobody. Ugh.
Excuse me.
And
I need you to get
everybody
close
get on
to
my
the TV. Get close, sis.
Get close.
Yeah, she said get close to the TV, not my man.
Where the deacons at?
If it's the real deal,
First of
Where
all,
he at?
let me say
don't come
this.
if you ain't coming
And he
correct.
got to come correct.
That is,
First of all, let me say this.
don't
Pastor
have to come
Jamon was
correct.
supposed to be finding my husband. He and Pastor Hannah, I talked to Pastor Hannah. They were
A years long journey to find you a man. Ma'am, I would look. Something tells me she ain't trying to be submissive.
supposed to find
supposed
my
to create
husband.
a show, right?
Right. You were supposed to create a show and find my husband. Have you
right.
done it? Absolutely
We're
not.
working on
What
it.
were they doing?
This is phase
Doing
one.
this. Which
phase
is more
one.
important?
This is phase one.
My love life or this?
It's in God's house that
He
you can
out there,
find
though.
your mate.
What's more important, the church or my love life? Well, I would say, yeah, both are bad because this isn't a good biblical church. I mean, like I said, this is the BET Awards light. And kind of light at that point. It's kind of like.
Understand what I'm
He
saying?
might be on TV.
So
He might be watching.
So we finished building the temple. We invited you here.
You did.
So
you
that
about to
now,
go to marriage.
you know, now we can say to all the gentlemen out there, it's in the house of God
Yeah,
that you
yeah.
can find your wife. I did. You know? So man of God, if you're looking for her, here she is. In all of her glory.
I cook.
Let me tell you.
Don't do it, brother.
I don't clean.
Oh.
I have someone who comes and
There it is. The virtuous one.
But I cook.
Yeah, a virtuous woman. A wife who doesn't clean. Oh my goodness. She said, I'll get someone else to do it.
Oxtails and gravy, whatever you need, man of God. I got you. Lemon pound cake. I do that.
Girl.
Okay?
From
Okay?
scratch.
Yeah, from scratchy scratch.
What?
I use a pound of butter in my pound cake. 1 pound. That's why they call it pound cake.
Of course.
She'll get this man diabetes. My goodness.
No.
He literally got.
I got bread in my pocket. Bread in my pocket. I got bread in my pocket. I got bread in my pocket. I got bread in my pocket.
He put a pound, girl. Nobody trying to have that. Anyways, one more clip of this. Because this is just a hot mess. Lexi is a hot mess.
Had that moment.
Oh, yeah?
We had a moment at the funeral. The man of God is here.
And here we are, ladies and gentlemen, senior pastor, Pastor John Hanna. Let's see what he has. Oh!
What
A
does
friend we
Lexi have on?
I listen.
Can we talk for a minute? The Bible says.
Does that voice sound familiar? Well, this is his church. This is John Hanna, right?
She done came out here in her leather pajamas.
First of all, don't do me. Don't do me. Y'all's playing Jill Scott.
Lexi is here.
Jill Scott in the...
See, Lexi messy. Lexi messy. You call her out, she gonna call you out, right? Yeah. This church playing Jill Scott, which is an R&B artist, right? It's got nothing to do with God. They're playing that in the church.
In the
It's sexy
vestibule.
for Jesus.
Sexy Lexi. That's
If
what
you
it
gonna
is.
be sexy,
Sexy
you
Lexi.
better be sexy for
That's what we
Jesus.
about to call it. That's
Let me just say this, men. Don't be calling another woman sexy.
No.
You know, look, I don't know about y'all, but my wife would be like,
Is this finna get funky in here? Because I'm finna use a bunch of adjectives. How dare you?
look, okay, you can acknowledge, hey, beautiful woman. Matter of fact, I don't even advise telling someone that. Like, hey, I won't even tell a woman she's beautiful. You know, just I don't have any need. Why do I have to tell you how good you look? Especially someone who's this desperate to find a man. Like, don't do that. Again, like, what are these men doing? My goodness, look at that. She's over there feeling herself. Look at her.
new tag right there. I'm
what's
about
the
to
tag?
hashtag. It's sexy Lexi.
Sexy Lexi. Jesus.
Too much.
You gotta say Jesus.
Oh my
You gotta
goodness.
Gotta
say
put
it.
Jesus
I'm
on
so
it.
glad
How
you're here.
are you? Okay. Just let me take it all in. Can I see your socks?
But if you think that's bad, and that is bad, that is bad. That is on this level bad, right? It is.
I'm tired of the church.
Yes, I am tired of this church. But this is the part that really disturbed me. You just got to see it. I'm going to have to mute some of this parts because of copyright issues, because they're going to literally play Beyonce. I mean, right? But spoiler alert. Watch this.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give...
Oh, and by the way, you saw that briefly. It was John Hanna right here who introduces this dance team, this drill dance team, whatever they're called, right? But watch this, guys. Oh, it's gonna frustrate you. If you have kids, you might not want them to see this, but we're just gonna be talking through this while it's
Ladies and gentlemen, please give a round of applause and warm welcome to the South Shore Drill Team.
Yeah, we're going to have to mute some of this. I'll try to play it when it gets back on that Beyonce song. But one, these are little girls, young girls at that. I don't know how they're older. They're under 18, they look. But the clothing they're wearing is very scandalous, provocative, short. I mean, hey, there's probably perverted men in your church. Ooh. Anyways, but we're going to see. Hold on, let me see if I can play this. They're still kind of setting up, but they're going to first do some kind of New Orleans bounce, some New Orleans like jazz kind of thing. I'll play it here in a second and you'll see, but right. Sounds like, they're going out for a college little anthem, but what is going on? What is going on here? I mean, Now we're going to get to a response of John Hannah on this because, hey, I want to be honest. I saw a response he made, an Instagram post, and we're gonna get into that in a second. But if you notice, now someone say, Kate, they're not even dancing bad, right? Just wait a second. Look at this. There's no reason for the hips to be doing that in church. And this ain't even the worst part. This ain't the worst part. Hold on. Again, not even the worst part. Yeah, it puts Mike Todd's play to shame. And don't worry, we'll get to that in a second. Hold on. So you can see they're playing Beyonce's Crazy in Love. Well, they dropped it low. Look at this. Look at this. This is, y'all saw that. Let me, just in case you didn't see it. Look, they dropped it low, brought it back up slow. No. Why? Literally, why? Why is this being done in the name of God? Do people revere God's house anymore? Do we revere his name? What is this? What does the Bible say? 2 Corinthians 6:17. Therefore, come out from their midst and be separate. Do not touch what is clean, right? So many churches want to be exactly like the world that you can't tell the world from the church in those churches anymore. It's God calls us to be a light. We're to stand out and be different. Look at this. Look, it's terrible. Terrible. And there's going to be some people in the comment section defending this madness. Always. They're just young kids. Yeah, that's the problem. They're kids. 1, 2, parents have been teaching them this garbage because they do the recital and all this, and somebody thought that this was okay. In a church, guys, a grand inaugural opening of a church, someone said this is okay. Again, what happened to being separate? What happened to being salt to the earth? Right? What happened to be light of the world? Like, are we serious? Are we serious? Oh man, it is disgusting and terrible, but that this is happening. But I want to do something because, like I said, he did respond, and so I want to be, I guess, fair in my critique. So some people call this out. Shout out to those who call this out, by the way, because they deserve to be called out. He says, this is not a praise team, my brother. So he's responding to someone. He says, that is the South Shore drill team that is not connected to church. Okay, I accept your answer, but it's irrelevant. They're in church. They're in your church, matter of fact. He says, we had a private conversation with those in charge after the event because we had not seen the performance. Again, if you don't know, you assume. I would be curious why you don't know, why somebody didn't know. Surely they were invited to your church by somebody, and somebody saw this during auditioning or practice and said, I don't think this is a good idea. Maybe I should tell the pastor. So at the end of the day, it still falls on your shoulders. A more humble approach would be, though I didn't know this was going to happen, I take full responsibility, and this will never happen again under my watch if I can help it. Something to that effect, right? Let's continue. He says, make sure you understand that, because notice one of the things he's wanting to put on, he's wanting to emphasize so largely, this is not the praise team or the praise dancers, but a community drill team. Okay, but you invited to your church for worship. Unless you're just saying, hey, nothing in our church is about worship. Okay, surely this would have to be some kind of worship event. So though they're not a praise team, I don't care what they are, right? So he goes on. So what lesson do we learn from this? I got plenty of lessons. You don't need to be pastoring. Your church is worldly. That's evident by Lexi over here. He says, pastors see everything and hear everything before it's presented, because once presented, people will take it and use it against you. Keep us in your prayers as we continue to go after the lost. By being the lost, I guess. He says, as some church people continue to bite and devour one another, God knows my heart and my desire to go after the lost for his glory. See, this is a very gaslighting response.
Gaslight. I'm thinking that's some type of arsonist.
Right. We're biting and devouring. He had people shaking it to Beyonce, and people call it out, but we're the biting and devouring for calling that out. I mean, terrible. There was another response that I thought was interesting as well. This was from some other people who had responded to him. Maybe this is what Pastor John Hanna is responding to. I like what Truth Unveiling Ministry says. He says, praise team or drill team? It's out of order. Exactly. He says, the Bible says, put a difference between the holy and the unholy, the clean and unclean. He says, this is sacrilege, right? So true. He goes on and says, sir, you introduced them. It's sad. Yeah. John Hanna introduced this drill team. Well, I don't care if community, he introduced them. So, they had to do some kind of, they had to do some kind of practice here at the facility, at the church. He says, it's sad, God calling for pastors to repent and turn from worldliness. I pray that idols are removed and the youth and taught sound doctrine. That's right. Melissa Roman, I like her answer. She says, it doesn't matter what or who they were. As soon as the song came on, you saw the first hip gyrate. It was your responsibility as the shepherd of that house to cut the song off and usher them off the stage. That's exactly right. Shout out to Melissa Roman here. Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, as soon as you hear a Beyonce, come on, man. You know who Beyonce is, right? As soon as you hear that come on, you supposed to be like, hold up. You just let them finish. They gyrating all over the stage and you're okay with it. But I'm not surprised. Just because of the list of speakers he has at this church. Who are some of the speakers that spoke at his inaugural church celebration? Let's look at this real quick, right? He had Michael Todd, right? I mean, Lord knows he's not an anti-twerking. Ivy Hilliard, TD Jakes. Yeah, of course, TD Jakes. A lot of unsound biblical preachers were there at this event. But I told you we would get back to Lexi because I saw a podcast that she did about a week or two ago. I've seen her. She's been on Tim Ross. I mean, that already lets you know where she's coming from, right?
I got bread in my pocket. Bread in my pocket. I got bread in my pocket. I got bread in my pocket. I got bread in my pocket.
That already lets you know where she's coming from. So we're going to play this clip here in a second and talk about Lexi's madness.
And so when you say body type, though, what's his body type? I know you
I
don't
like
want
him thick. I want him thick. What am I? What's up?
Let me say, this lady is nasty. And what we're about to see is a few minutes of her divulging her nastiness publicly. Let me say this. You can have your preferences, who you like, what you want to. I don't want to hear about it. No, nor does anybody need to hear about it. Keep that to yourself. Whatever. Matter of fact, you single, right? So you don't need to be doing anything. I would encourage you not to be talking in such this crude way. But, your partner's with Tim Ross, so.
thick like a linebacker thick?
What is? I'll take him linebacker, but I can't have you I can't have you thin. What you gonna do? What you gonna do?
Start a fire with you.
Bring a friend. What you gonna do?
Friend.
Bring a friend in a relationship? My goodness, I didn't catch that the first time. That was bad.
How dare you?
And someone may say she's joking, but you don't joke about this nastiness.
Turn off the lights.
Because that's what's on her mind. Don't worry, she ain't done.
On a friend. Get some help. Oh, he needs some milk.
You ain't that big. You curvaceous.
I'm thick. So what is a little guy gonna do with me?
Well, you see it all the time.
Look, let me say this. You having troubles finding a man. That was 2 years ago and you're still single. You shouldn't be so picky. We see why you can't find a man.
See even
No,
bigger
sir.
women.
Let me say, I thought about that clip on Martin. Some of y'all know what y'all talking about. Where, Gina's like, I need a man. I need a man. Yeah, that's her.
No, sir. Mm-mm. No. When you hug me, I want to feel it. Mm-hmm.
What you trying to feel, Lex?
That's it. I want to feel it. I want to
What
feel
is
them pecs. I want to feel that chest. When I put my hands on your back, I needed to make sense.
Did you say make sense?
I needed to make sense. But when I hug you and you hugging me, let me tell you what women love. When we get a hug, we want to feel it. I don't want no church hug. I don't want a delicate. I don't want a light skin hug.
Now, this woman's single talking about this, right? And this is what she wants to do as a single woman. She wants to feel it, whatever she's referring about. Something tells me it isn't appropriate the way she's been talking and is going to talk. Don't worry, it's going to get worse. But she nasty. She a nasty woman. Again, we see why you're single.
I don't want it tender. Don't hug me tender.
Well, light skin always got to be thrown
Y'all
in the
tender. They tender. They feelings get hurt easy. They bruise easy. Again, we don't need it. No.
And I don't find anything she's saying actually funny. So I don't know what this dude is laughing about so hard. She nasty. You should be rebuking her, bro. But see, that's the problem. Soft men create women like this. The problem is men in the church let this slide, and they nasty too, and the women follow suit. And now we got nasty women following after nasty men. Cause he laughing at it like it's funny. Ain't nothing funny about it.
So they bruise easy.
Y'all bruise easy. I don't want it. I don't want tender. I need you to be able to be knocked around a little bit.
And knock you around a little bit.
All right.
Toss you up.
Please.
So when you look.
Please, sir.
Now this is supposed to be some kind of Christian podcast talking like this. Now I reject anything Christian about this. But I mean, you would think you would listen to Breakfast Club. Please don't tell me she's been on there.
Please.
What did you say on that live that day? You said you want to be, what'd you say?
I said I don't know, but you asked me something about when you get married. When I get married, I want to move some furniture around. Because I'm tired. I need furniture to be moved around. And we're going to call down call downstairs and let them know, listen, if you hear something, just know we're okay. Don't call nobody. It's going to sound like we fighting, but everything's all good.
What'd you say? You said, I want to be a stripper. I want a body like a stripper.
My saying that I have is, I want the mind of Christ, but the body of a stripper.
No.
What? Bro, what are you talking about,
Boy, ain't
man?
no way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy.
How dare you?
Notice what she wants. The mind of a Christ, but the body of an exotic dancer. Don't worry, she's gonna get more explicit on this. But what you're actually gonna see is the bigger focus is on the being an exotic dancer looking like one.
It's the truth. I'm searching for it every day. I work for it. Before I came here, I was in the hotel gym getting it in. I want the mind of Christ. I want to think like him. I want to pray for the sick. I want them to be healed, and I want.
Now ask yourself a question. She's talking about having the mind of Christ, thinking like him. Does Christ think like this? Does Christ want us thinking like this? I mean, the obvious answer you put it in the chat is no. It's an obvious no.
To rise, I want the mind of Christ, but the body of a whore. I gotta have it.
Don't worry, ma'am. I think you have the body of it, I guess, but also the mind of one as well. The Proverbs speaks of women like this and to avoid them. I couldn't help but think of Proverbs 6 while she was talking. Start at verse 23. For the commandment is a lamp and teaching a light, and the repuse of discipline on the way of life, to preserve you from the evil woman, from the smooth tongue of the adulteress. Do not desire her beauty in her heart. Do not let her capture you with the eyelashes. For the price of a prostitute is only a loaf of bread, but a married woman hunts down a precious life. It's easy to find women like this. They're a dime a dozen. Like the Proverbs said, like just getting a loaf of bread. It's easy. A true woman, like the Proverbs 31 woman, that's what you actually should be desiring to be. Because it says she's ready for any type of weather. She's a modest woman. She's not the prostitute woman. She doesn't desire to be like the things Lexi desires. Again, this is a very worldly attitude she's talking about. What happened to, because she, of course, we've already seen she has no desire to cover herself. I mean, you can see that with those Catwoman type pants she had on.
I want to walk where I want them to. Is she a whore? No, she loves God. Oh, okay. I need it.
That's what you want them to think? They have to actually think. That means you're dressing provocatively, right? Because, I mean, if you were covering up, no one would actually think that. Even if you had more curvish figures, like if you actually covered up, no one would say, oh, she is a prostitute. My goodness, this lady's insane.
That's it. That's it. When you're loving, can get a prayer through. See, I saw the man of God. I looked over and I said, this is what he needs is a woman that's going to rub his head. I saw it. Why? Because I'm holy. But I get in that gym because I need this thing to sit up. I need these thighs to be tight. Because it's one thing, you look good in your clothes, but when you take them clothes off, I need somebody to, I want the breath to come out of your body when I take these clothes off. I need everything.
Again, listen to how she speaks. So far, we haven't heard anything really about the mind of Christ. All we've heard is how you want to look. You're a vain woman. You are a vain woman. Let me tell you this. Because no matter how tight you get yourself, you're going to get old. Then what are you going to have? Right? See, true beauty is within, right? That's what you should seek. I'm not saying don't work out and don't take care of your health. Don't hear that. But the priority of her is way wrong. You can see what she desires. And then guess what? You're going to attract those men too. You want to look like a prostitute? You're going to address prostitute attracted men. So here you go. Congratulations, Lexi. I'm trying to save you from the ultimate train wreck I can obviously see that's about to happen.
To sit up. And I need you to, I need you to have a slight cardiac arrest. Just a slight one. And I need you to come back to me. That's what I need. I need to take this down and I need you to, I need that. And if I don't get that, something's wrong. The body of a stripper.
You want them to question your salvation? He said, is she
a whore? No. She prayed for people like every 2
Imagine that being the first thought that come to your mind and someone actually being proud of that. I mean, take any other sin. Is he a drunkard? Right? Is he committing adultery? No. Like, if that's what you're bringing off, that's probably because that's what you are. And it's not something to be proud of. It's something to repent of.
She be on IG. Oh, okay. Cause she look like a hoe. No, she love God. I need that conversation. I need it in the group chat. I need a group chat. I need niggas to make group chats about me. I think is she a hoe? Because that body say, does she out here? No, she.
You notice how she wants, allegedly Christian men in group chats talking about her, and the thing that they're talking about her is her body. I'm gonna let you, don't ponder on that, but you know what I mean. Think about that. That's what she wants to give off. Again, men, these women are a dime a dozen. You can literally find hundreds of women like this. But women who actually care about preserving themselves and not attracting this, that's the woman you want to keep, right? A woman who actually loves God, not just in word, but they demonstrate that. And one way you can demonstrate you love God is you're not showing everything you got for everybody.
Oh God, I need that.
Mm-hmm. You need that conversation.
Absolutely. Because gone are the days where men of God just marry for ministry anymore. They figured, I don't want that. They used to do it. They used to marry for ministry. That's what we was talking about. That one day, they used to marry for ministry back in the day, and then they got home and they ministered together and they held hands on stage and they looked and they worshiped together and they looked the part. But when they got home, the man of God turned around and said, I don't want it.
Let me read a verse to you because this woman is foolish. She is a foolish woman. Yes, I said it. 1 Timothy 2:9 9 and 10. Read this and ask yourself, does this describe what she wants to be? Because this doesn't sound like the woman she is. It says, likewise also that women should adorn themselves in respectable apparel, with modesty and self-control, not with braided hair and gold or pearls or costly attire. They're not flashy women, right? They don't want everybody looking at them. But with what is proper for women who profess godliness with good works. Ask yourself, is that her? I mean, the answer is obvious, but go on and put in the chat your answer. My goodness.
Not my type. Ooh, God, I don't want it. Ooh, she holy and she can pray. Cook a good hot water cornbread, but golly, I don't want that. Jesus.
Look, man, that hot water cornbread ain't worth going to hell for.
No.
Boy, ain't no way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy.
That hot water cornbread ain't worth losing your soul. This is a Proverbs 6 woman.
That's everything I don't want. And back in the day, that's where the problems came. But men today, pastors today, they realize I'm going to get what I want. And she don't have to be for y'all. I just need her to be for me. Yeah, she'll never lay hands. God be praised. As long as she lay hands on me, I want to be able to run around our house. And I want to touch her. I want to touch her. I want to do nasty things.
Yeah, because you're nasty. Not only you want to do nasty things in private, you want to talk about it in public.
Turn off the lights.
You're nasty. Hey, look, I don't want to hear about what you do in your bedroom. That's supposed to be a sacred place between you and your spouse, which you don't got one. Let me just make that reminder. You don't have one, but you don't mind talking about all the things you're going to do. Public podcast. Guess what? You're going to get that man. That man. Y'all ain't going to be good for damn one of each other.
Unspeakable things to my wife. They figured it out. They saw so many fall by the wayside, go through, cheat, and do all that. They said, oh, it won't be me. This time, she got a big old booty and some titties. First lady. First lady. First lady.
None of what she described actually keeps a marriage sustainable. All the curvy figures you think you possess, none of that actually keeps a marriage. Because guess what? People with those body types have been cheated on. That's how I know you don't know what you're talking about. But with all this boast of having the mind of Christ, man, you don't know anything the Bible actually says. But these are the people connected with John Hannah. She claimed to be a member at his church. What is wrong with these churches? My goodness, man. I'm going to keep exposing these frauds for what they are. Hope you enjoyed this video. Till the next time, grace and peace. Yo, grace and peace. Thank you for watching another episode of All Things Theology. If you enjoyed what you heard today, go on and give me a like. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell. I promise to give you weekly lives, videos, interactions, exposing false teachers, sharing with you, the viewer, my theological beliefs, things about the culture and the Bible. So if you're here for that, come on and join us. Also, if you would like to support this channel financially, you can do so by becoming a Patreon member or a YouTube member. Links are in the description below. You can see content before it drops. You can also have Q&A sessions with also other Patreon members, YouTube members as well. So if you would like that, hit the description link in below.